are in fact showing our viewers live pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi there disembarking from that Air India aircraft that has landed in the Brussels military airport, as Aditya was telling us. This is a very important visit and lots lined up for the Prime Minister. It's going to be a three-nation visit beginning with Brussels, a country that was recently affected by terrorism. Yes, over to you, Aditya. Please continue and tell us what are the big primary things on his agenda in Brussels, and subsequently where does he go?
Well, yes, Prime Minister Narendra Modi finally disembarking from the Air India one, which landed just a few minutes ago at the military airport here in Brussels. Immediately after this, he would be heading towards Vilnius. It's early morning here in Brussels. It's around 6 a.m. We are 3 hours behind India at this moment, but that wouldn't stop the official engagements to begin. As I mentioned, one of the first events that Prime Minister Modi would be attending will be the wreath-laying ceremony for the victims of the devastating terror attacks that took place in Brussels just over 8-9 days ago, in which one of the Indian national, Raghvendran Ganeshan, also unfortunately lost his life. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been tweeting relentlessly, saying that India stands shoulder to shoulder in solidarity with Belgium, and terror has to be defeated together by global powers and all across countries and continents. Countries will have to come together to show their mettle to these terrorists, and that's why when Indian Prime Minister is here, terror would be discussed at length. ISIS, the growth of ISIS would also figure in those talks. But as I mentioned, the terror hasn't really dampened the spirits. There's a lot of enthusiasm and zeal for the visit of the Prime Minister. In fact, I was speaking to people all across neighboring countries in Amsterdam, Holland, and in fact in Paris, as well as in Frankfurt in Germany. People have been really, arranging buses for the local Indian diaspora to visit all the way to Brussels, and that's why we might see a packed house in the evening. In Brussels Expo, there's a India community event where the Indian diaspora welcomes the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and there would be a massive reception thrown in his honor. Of course, Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be speaking on that occasion as well. He would be addressing the local Indian diaspora. Interestingly, he will be also meeting the local Gujarati community, which had migrated here several decades ago, and who are in fact the diamond merchants in one of the local areas called Antwerp, which is on the outskirts of Brussels. So a packed schedule for the Indian Prime Minister, who has finally arrived in Brussels. It's important to mention here, there were apprehensions. There were apprehensions that Prime Minister Narendra Modi might delay his visit, he might postpone his visit due to the terror attack, as many Indian, I beg your pardon, many global leaders could have done immediately after the terror attack. But that clearly did not happen. Prime Minister Modi was keen on visiting Brussels, and that's why he is here. And it's important to also mention that immediately after Brussels, he would be heading for the nuclear summit in Washington, D.C., where, of course, what is on cards is a meeting with Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif of Pakistan. Will terror be on agenda on those talks is one of the biggest concerns. And later, of course, there will be a bilateral visit to Saudi Arabia.